The Anbernic RG Arc-D and RG Arc-S are handheld gaming consoles inspired by the classic Sega Saturn controller design. They are part of Anbernic's lineup of devices aimed at retro gaming enthusiasts, offering emulation support for a variety of classic gaming systems. And before you ask, why D and S? Well, D is for dual boot, 2 operating systems, and S is for single, i.e. only 1 operating system. Anbernic has a reputation for producing quality retro handhelds that appeal to both casual and dedicated gamers. The Arc-D and Arc-S continue this trend with their nostalgic design and emulation capabilities. They are generally well received in the market for their build quality and performance in running retro games. But how good are these devices? Let's see. Both models are powered by the RK3566 quad-core 64-bit Cortex-A55 CPU with a main frequency of 1.8 GHz and a Mali G52 MP2 GPU. The Arc-S comes with 1 GB of LPDDR4 RAM, while the Arc-D has 2 GB, offering better performance, particularly for titles that require more RAM. Regarding the CPU, the Geekbench score indicates that the single-core score is 167 and the multi-core score is 463. Remember that the single-core is more in demand for old games and the multi-core for new games. Looking at the GPU, the OpenCL score is 479 and the Vulkan score is 457. But what do all these numbers mean? I'll explain, but in case you don't know, you probably haven't seen my last video on how to choose a handheld, so I'll leave it on the card. A single-core score of 167 is relatively low, which suggests that these devices may struggle with emulators that require high single-core performance, such as those for newer consoles like the PlayStation 3 or Xbox 360. A score of 463 still suggests limited multi-core performance, which may not be sufficient for demanding emulation tasks. While not all emulators are optimized to take full advantage of multi-core CPUs, those that do, like some versions of Dolphin, the GameCube, and Wii emulator, may see better performance on these devices. That's just the CPU, but what about GPU performance? Well, an OpenCL score of 479 suggests modest GPU capabilities, which may be adequate for less demanding emulators or for running games at lower resolutions or with fewer graphical enhancements. A Vulkan score of 457, while close to the OpenCL score, indicates that the GPU's performance with Vulkan-specific tasks is also modest. Emulators that support Vulkan might run better than those using older APIs like OpenGL, but the performance gain may not be significant with this score. For the best emulation experience on these devices, users should focus on systems like the NES, SNES, Game Boy, and other retro consoles that are less demanding in terms of processing power. Emulating more modern systems like the PlayStation 2, GameCube, or Wii may be possible, but likely with compromises in performance and graphical quality. Oops, almost forgot about RAM. While both devices are capable of emulating a wide range of retro consoles, the RG Arc-DS Extra RAM can contribute to a more consistent and fluid gaming experience, particularly for systems at the upper end of their emulation capabilities, like the Dreamcast or some GameCube titles. The RG Arc-S may handle many of the same systems, but could encounter limitations sooner, especially with more demanding games or emulation settings. Moving on from this boring part, let's talk about the operating system, screen, and connections. The Arc-D model supports dual boot with Android OS and Linux, providing more flexibility in gaming and app usage. It also features a touchscreen, which is not available on the RG Arc-S model. Both models have a 4.0-inch IPS screen with a resolution of 640 by 480 pixels, providing clear visuals for gaming. Both models support 5G Wi-Fi and Bluetooth 4.2, enabling features like online multiplayer gaming, streaming from a PC via Moonlight, and connecting Bluetooth controllers. They also have HDMI output for playing games on a larger screen and dual TF card slots for game storage expansion. And what about the battery of these twin brothers? The RG Arc D and RG Arc S are equipped with a 3,500 mAh battery, which is quoted as offering around 6 hours of use on a single charge. This makes them suitable for extended gaming sessions without frequent recharging. Well, after all that, which is the best? Surely you already know, but you're probably not that excited, right? Let's go. The RG Arc S is the more budget-friendly option, starting at around $69.99, while the Arc D starts at $89.99. The price difference is due to the additional features of the Arc D, such as the touchscreen and extra RAM. The RG Arc D offers better value for those who want the flexibility of Android OS and improved performance for more demanding emulation tasks. In summary, the Anbernic RG Arc D and RG Arc S handhelds are well regarded in the retro gaming community for their design, emulation capabilities, and overall value. The RG Arc D, with its dual boot feature and touchscreen, offers a more versatile experience, while the RG Arc S is a solid choice for those on a tighter budget or who do not require Android OS support. And finally, there are some criticisms from owners, such as no Jello support and too weak for Saturn emulation, so it's worth thinking carefully about whether these devices are worth it. I tend to be impartial, but they seem pretty standard to me and not that exciting. So that's it, folks. Thanks for watching, consider subscribing and see you in the next video.